Hi, my name is Tim Cook, and I'm a historian here in Ottawa. The Great War was one of the most traumatic events in Canadian history. From 1914 to 1918, more than 600,000 Canadians enlisted, and that's from a nation of only 8 million. And from those numbers, about 60,000 were killed on the battlefield, another 172,000 wounded in body and mind and spirit. So just a terribly traumatic effect on Canada. I mean, literally the country was never the same afterwards. That is, in effect, a nation-building event, but also it's a nearly nation-destroying event. And I think that's why historians think that the Great War is one of the most critical events in Canadian history. And for me, it wasn't that I was born with a Great War helmet on my head. It took time for me to gather my interest in this event. But really one of the seminal events was my parents taking my brother and I to the battlefields. And I was 17 at the time, walking through those cemeteries and being struck and being moved. And there wasn't a lot that moved a 17-year-old Tim Cook at that time, but seeing the graves, not dozens, not hundreds, but thousands of them. And it had an impact on me. And I went to university and I studied history, as I had the great honor to work at the Canadian War Museum. So I learned about the importance of taking our history, taking our shared past, and finding ways to share it with a wider audience. And so I was really trained in that museum environment. And then I began to think about how would I reach a wider audience beyond my academic books. And so I began to write my 2-volume history at the Sharp End and Shock Troops. I was thrilled to see how well they were received. And I think it reminded me again that Canadians want their history. They want to understand the past. And there's no better way to understand, I think, the war effort than through the words, reading through the letters of soldiers. And it's very powerful. And you read these letters and you become involved in their stories. The world is marking this event, and Canada will be a part of that. The 100th anniversary, and that means something, these anniversary dates. And I think the question will be, among Canadians, how will they mark it themselves? 100 years has changed. Does it still have a relevance? Does it still resonate? The more we know about it can offer us multiple insights both into the Canada that was and the Canada that is today.